and welcome back to the Daily Poem. I'm David Kern. Today's poem is by somebody who I promised you would be hearing from soon, and that is Robert Browning, Elizabeth Barrett Browning's husband. Robert Browning was born in 1812 and he died in 1889, and his engagement and elopement and subsequent marriage to Elizabeth Barrett Browning is something of the stuff of legend among poetry aficionados of at least those that are interested in the literature of that generation. So it might be a little bit of a niche, but nonetheless. Robert Browning is probably deserving of greater reputation than he has right now. Many scholars believe that he was the precursor to James Joyce and T.S. Eliot. But I think he also was the precursor to the likes of Wendell Berry and William Carlos Williams and Robert Frost. At times, his poetry seems quite simple, but I personally believe there's a depth and a subtlety to it that is rare. The poem that I'm going to read today is called Meeting at Night. It was composed in 1844, published 1845. And it was part of a pair of poems called Night and Morning. The morning poem is quite short, and I'm going to read it as well right before I start the other one. It's only 4 lines, so I'll read that, and then I'll read the meeting at night portion of that. So this is how morning goes. Round the cape of a sudden came the sea, and the sun looked over the mountain's rim, and straight was a path of gold for him, and the need of a world of men for me. One more time. This is the morning part of Night and Morning. Round the cape of a sudden came the sea, and the sun looked over the mountain's rim, and straight was a path of gold for him, and the need of a world of men for me. And now the second part of that, the poem Meeting at Night. Again, this is by Robert Browning. The gray sea and the long black land, and the yellow half-moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep as I gain the cove with pushing prow and quench its speed in the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears, a tap at the pane, the quick, sharp scratch, and blue spurt of a lighted match, and a voice less loud, through its joys and fears, than the 2 hearts beating each to each. This is one of my favorite poems, so I would anyway, but I'm going to read it again. The gray sea and the long black land, and the yellow half-moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep, as I gain the cove with pushing prow and quench its speed of the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears, a tap at the pane, the quick, sharp scratch and blue spurt of a lighted match, and a voice less loud through its joys and fears than the 2 hearts beating each to each. This has been the Daily Poem. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another one.